Oh, please work.
Yep, it worked.
Okay.
It says live, I
Yeah,
think.
Yep.
yeah. It's never a given with our internet. We live in the black hole of North Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So it's debatable.
We're almost in the mountains.
Got it. I used to
Like,
have
sort
an
of
internet
between
hole like
mountains.
that in Sammamish, like in the woods. So I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I've got some family that moved from Washington about 12 years ago or so. They were in
Okay.
Snohomish. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I
Yeah.
miss it a
Yeah.
lot.
Do you
A lot.
really?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Phoenix is nice, but I miss seasons. I miss green. I miss trees.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
Phoenix is the opposite direction, not the opposite direction we want to go, but the opposite temperature that we want to go.
yep.
We're wanting to go to Minnesota, Wisconsin, somewhere like that.
Yeah, somewhere they have seasons. I
Somewhere
remember,
colder.
yeah,
Yes.
somewhere where the sidewalk doesn't melt your shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Actually, it's been. I mean, obviously, January is when I'm grateful I live here because, like, I went on a walk with the dogs, and it was sunny and nice, and like the sun is coming through the windows, and that's when I like living here.
Oh yeah,
but in the summertime, I wish I could move.
Yeah. Totally understand that. 110, 112, 120.
Yeah.
That's just too much.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to get up
even
at 4
dry
a.m.
100.
to do anything.
Yeah, I had a friend who was in Iraq for 2 years, and he said 140 degrees is still deadly,
Yeah.
and it feels deadly. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we lived in Arizona. There were always all these T-shirts that always said, "But it's a dry heat,"
I mean, it's
and
true.
that's great. But
yeah.
120 degrees is still 120 degrees. It don't matter how dry it is.
Yeah. I lived in Houston for 2 summers, and honestly, I would rather take it here though. Still, like the humidity mixed with the heat.
yeah,
That's something else. That's a whole nother monster.
It is just a wildly different climate. They can be the same temperature, but throw in humidity, it's just 100 times worse.
It's humid in Georgia, right?
It's awful.
Yeah, it gets humid. But where we are is not as humid as South Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. Where we are is a lot. It is a lot drier. I mean, 70% humidity here is considered high. In Missouri, where I'm from, 95% is normal, and 105 in the summer is normal. So you put the two together, that's a heat index of 125, 130, and that'll kill you.
That's too much. It'll make you want to die.
Well, we're in the middle of a readathon here, and we're here to kind of do an update.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
And we have Melissa from Libraries and Labradors with us, and if you haven't seen her channel, go.
Yeah.
She has the best channel.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
gosh.
great.
You guys are one of my favorites too. Like instant watch. Of course.
Yeah, same with you. Yours usually come on in the middle of the week.
They're sporadic.
Yeah, kind
I don't have a set schedule. I know you guys kind of don't either, but
yeah, we don't either.
We try. It just doesn't happen.
but a lot of times it's up or comes up right after I get up, and it's the perfect time to watch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, we really enjoy your videos. We love your labs too.
I know they're in a deep sleep after going on the walk, so I don't know if they'll make an appearance, but
I think Link is back here somewhere, or is he in the living room?
I'm not quite sure where he is. He's wandered off. He's had a busy day too. We've been helping my mother move today, and he was all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Well, she was helping her mother move, not me. I was reading.
Yeah.
That's work. Helping people move is the true sign of affection.
Yeah, and they've lived in that house for 11 years, so it's
pretty packed.
Wow.
It's a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Well, we have a lot of right. I'm such a good daughter. We have a lot of people here with us right now, which I'm excited about. Most of the people from the Readathon are here.
Yep.
Which is really awesome. This we've had a lot of really good people this week.
Yeah, well, we've had about 8 new people join the Readathon this month. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And we're going to do it again, but it's going to be it's going to be a week later in March. We're going to have to do it the second weekend of March because I'm going to a
birthday party.
Yeah. Don't say it too loud because he doesn't know about it. So
you don't think he really watches our video, do you?
No, probably not. But I mean, just in case.
Yeah, Declan, it is entirely necessity. It's cute, but still.
Yeah, we can't get it to work without the earbuds this time.
There's something wrong with my phone.
Oh.
I could tell her what's wrong with her phone, but it'll piss her off. So I'm not going to do it.
I'll smack you with your phone.
Too old? Is that the thing?
No. It's a product that starts with an A.
Oh, it's an app. Oh, come on! You're a Samsung fan?
Yeah, I do Samsung.
No way.
I've been on Samsung for about 8 to 10 years, something like that.
We're a split household.
Well,
yeah.
I had Apple products for a long time and never had any luck with them whatsoever. Of course, it could be because that I always got her brother's old hand-me-downs that were already junk. But
it's totally a user error.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so this is a user error?
No, this is a Becky error. That's what. Well, yeah, it's a user error. I just don't know how to use it. That's all there is to it.
I don't have like Macs. Like I've never had a PC that's Apple, so that's something that I'll never ever switch from like HP or just normal Windows to Mac. I'll never do that. So I'm kind of split in the middle, but I do have an iPhone.
We've got Rhonda.
Yeah, see if Rhonda wants to come in.
Rhonda,
it's not letting us bring her in.
Yeah,
though.
we don't have a picture. It says she's here, but yeah, it's not letting us bring her in. So Rhonda, if you
want to come in, just try again. We'll try to get you in.
There is no such thing.
What's that?
Alien romance.
It says, yeah.
Yeah, she has
you don't read on
tons
your
of
phone
alien
though, right, Becky? You read on.
Well, I
Kindle.
do read on my phone. I read on.
Okay.
I read some on my Kindle and some on my phone. But the thing is I read them on Kindle Unlimited. So whenever I download a new book, I get rid of the one I had before it. So at any given time, I only have like 2 or 3. Darn it.
Isn't it the Max 30 or something? I've been told. I don't have a Kindle, so I don't know. But
isn't it what?
Is the max like how many Kindle Unlimited can you have in
20 now?
20.
20.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 10. It was 10 for a long time. They just changed it to 20 just a few months ago.
Yeah, and 10 is just that's not even remotely
big
enough.
It's not enough. And Steve Donahue, he complains that it's not actually unlimited, and I sort of agree with that because in order to get a new one, you have to get rid of an old one once you max out.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of not unlimited. I mean,
rights or something, I'm sure.
Probably. And Scribd is kind of that way too. Once you hear a certain amount of audiobooks, they just remove your use of audiobooks for the month until the next month.
And
it just breaks my feelings.
New too, right? If you're
it breaks my feelings when I come across a series of books that I really want to read that's not on Kindle Unlimited. I'm just saying.
I still don't own an e-reader. I've never owned one.
Oh, really?
But no, I don't own Kindle or anything. But I when I announced my pregnancy, that was like the #1 comment for a ton of comments was like, I only use e-readers now, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, maybe I really will buy one. I don't know. We'll see.
Right. Yeah, I love mine. It saves me a lot of room. And my eyes aren't as good as they were. And I even have trouble reading on the e-reader sometimes because my eyes get so blurry sometimes when they get tired.
Yeah.
And then I can't, if I'm reading a small print book, I can't do it, at times. So I have to grab my reader and I have to maximize the font to whatever it is I need to read. Oh yeah, she just blocked a spammer.
We've got bots.
Oh.
We have arrived.
Yeah.
Oh, you have arrived.
Yeah.
You're official YouTubers now.
I don't know what we've been doing up to now.
As long as we've known Melissa, as long as we've known you on here, this is the first time we've ever talked face to face.
I know. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so weird that we've known each other for so long and haven't had a live.
Yeah,
so
we started watching you, I think, from your third or fourth video on Steve
Really?
Donahue. You were on Steve Donahue's channel. He mentioned your channel.
Oh.
And then we've watched it from that point till now.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, we started not long before you, probably 3 months, maybe something like that.
Okay.
2 or 3 months before you. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, that makes my day. I remember the Bookish Knitter shouting you guys out, or maybe it was March Mystery Madness or something. I think it was that maybe, but
it was our first March Mystery Madness. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about time we had a live.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's cool because we'd only been on about 3 months by that point.
Yeah.
So.
I know. I still feel new. I don't know about you guys, but I still feel really new to everything. Like I don't do a lot of lives either. So anyways, it's always a little nerve-wracking to do lives, but it's fun.
Yeah, we enjoy it. And I think having each other, me sitting beside her and her sitting beside me, it helps that we're not the only one on this side of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing good, by yourselves on recent videos, though. I know, Scott, you were nervous about it, but
yeah, I don't like doing videos alone because, especially when I'm trying to talk about something that has some depth to it, like this future history project I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult, and it's not something that I feel comfortable doing, but it's something I'm trying to get comfortable doing.
Well,
and usually when he's doing a lone video, I'm on the other side of the room.
She's right over there. Yeah.
So I'm there providing silent moral support.
You got a sign in the back. Go, Scott.
So
I'm totally doing that next time. You have no idea.
No.
I'm going to. Oh. I'm going to need cue cards.
So yeah, we're doing this thing, and we're also right in the middle of February Fantasy Stories, which is our fantasy reading event that's going on right now
for the month of February.
And we're going to do another one of these live videos. Actually, I think we have one tomorrow if we can get Steve Donahue.
Oh, okay.
I think Steve wants to do a live with us, so maybe we can do that tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
But
exciting.
but I'm reading a lot of stories in the Big Book of Classic Fantasy, and Melissa, you said on Instagram you wanted to know how the Louisa May Alcott story went.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I love Louisa May Alcott. I think Little Women is one of the best American novels ever written.
Same. I love that book.
It's amazing. But she wrote this story. It was called The Frost King or something. It was The Frost King. But she wrote it when she was 16.
Oh, okay.
And she fell all over the adjectives. I have never read so many descriptive words in my entire life. It was like 5-6 per sentence. And I'm not talking long sentences either. You can tell she was trying to be too descriptive. And like I say, she is one of the best American writers, but that was just not a good story. It was a fairy tale.
Was it something that they had recovered from her writings that she had never published, kind of thing. Is that the backstory with it, I assume? Or
I think that is true.
Yeah.
And the same, it was the same thing with the next story I tried to read, which was by W.E.B. Du Bois or Du Bois. Some people say Du Bois. I don't know how it's pronounced exactly. I don't know how he pronounced it. But there was a story in here by him that they recovered, and it should have stayed buried. It was not. It was not a good story. It was.
Oh no.
It sounded completely pretentious and just over the top, flowery. And I can see why it was never published before this book came out.
Man, I seem to be I seem to be the only one having luck with this book. I read Transformation by Mary Shelley, and it was extremely good. Again, the flowery language, but with her, that was a sign of the times. That was the way it happened.
Right.
The way the way she wrote, and it was really, really surprisingly good story. I don't know why it surprised me, but still,
that's awesome.
Read that. Read the second paragraph aloud here, and you'll see what I mean. The entire story is like 12 pages of this.
Yeah, I see the adjectives. The morning wind gently rocked them to and fro, and the sun shone warmly down upon the dewy grass, where butterflies spread their gay wings, and bees with their deep voices sung among the flowers, while the little birds hopped merrily about to peep at them.
To be honest, I couldn't have done better as a 16-year-old, but
yeah, and not that I think it's a great concept. It is about spring trying to drive winter away, and I love the concept. I think it's a wonderful concept. But even a little kid, I don't think would fall for this story. It's just.
I don't know. I think she missed a couple of opportunities for some adjectives in there.
Yeah, whatever.
Like it could have been the pretty butterflies or the wild bees.
Yeah.
What have you read so far?
I finished my audiobook this morning, so that was good. Gave it 5 stars, loved it. It's called Last Christmas in Paris, and it's by Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb. It's historical fiction, World War I epistolary book. It was amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And it was a full cast narration, which you don't get a lot of. I don't get a lot of them, at least when I'm doing
an audiobook. You don't come across that very often. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really.
I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it's not considered a classic novel, you don't see that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how they got that many people to be on board, but yeah. So, and then I've been reading physically these 2 books. So I read 10 pages a day in this book. Yeah. So I've been reading this very, very slowly. We'll see. I think I'm close to being, kind of 2/3 of the way in.
Yeah.
Enjoying that one a lot though. I love the miniseries. It's one of my favorites. And so I really wanted to read the actual book.
It was Paul Giamatti, wasn't it? Was in the miniseries?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Lindy, what's her name? She's in Ozark. I can't remember her name, but she's the one who plays Abigail too. So yeah, really good. And then I've been also reading this huge, let's see, there's the camera. This
that is a monster.
I know.
Did you say 1,400 pages?
Yeah, I think so. I did it forever ago. I did like the longest books on my TBR, and I'm pretty sure this book was in the top 5. So it's an endeavor, but I'm just kind of inching my way through it. I think I'm 200 pages almost in. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. Those are the 2 I've been reading.
I believe I've heard Steve talk about that. Was that written like back mid-century?
Yeah, it's older. It's definitely older. And it's about a women's book club that starts in the late 1800s. So like right during Reconstruction era, and then goes through like 50 years of time. So it's been really good so far. If you want like a just huge novel to sink your teeth in with a lot of good character building, and it's set in the Midwest, so it's set in this fake town in Ohio.
Okay.
So it's been really fun, charming, to be honest, would be the word I would describe for that book.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that you read. Well, you're fairly eclectic in that the time periods you read about and things like that. You want to hit close on that? Yeah, somehow we're gonna have to figure out how to charge her phone and listen to this at the same time.
Well, we're okay until we get to about 10%.
Are you guys just gonna die out on me at some point?
We'll do our best not
close
to
out
but,
the stream.
But no, we'll just plug it in and lean in real close so that we can hear you over my speaker.
Okay, as long as you guys don't leave me
what
here.
Can I say? I'll figure it out eventually. I promise I will.
Yeah.
It's the second time we've had to do this crap. Stupid thing.
Yeah.
Well, you got to figure it out before the big bold Steve Donahue comes along tomorrow.
Yeah, and another thing I could do. Number one, she should just have her phone plugged in most of the time, but she doesn't plug it in until we get in here.
I've been busy.
but no, another thing I could do is I could come in with my phone, possibly. Well, I've got 90%, so I could come in with my phone and we could just connect mine instead of hers. So she could just invite me and we can do it that way.
Then you can have trouble with your phone and I can make fun of your phone for you.
Well, if we have to use the earbud, well, I don't have my earbuds in here, so.
We won't have to use the earbuds because yours won't suck. Anyway.
But yeah, I love having these readathons every month. This is the third one we've done, and the first one we had about 8 people. The second one I think we had 12. This one we're up to more than 20, I believe.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure it'll just keep growing.
Yeah, I hope
really
so. Yeah, we love doing them. Yeah, this is the second one you've done. You did last month.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really was sad the first one you guys did that I couldn't participate, but I don't remember what I was doing. I was doing something, but
yeah.
Fingers crossed for March though. It's my busy month for what I do in work. Yeah, so I'm kind of like I want to be there, but we'll see. I usually work every weekend in March, so it's a bummer.
Yeah, I understand. That is definitely a seasonal job. I mean, not 100% because you always have something that you could be doing, but
definitely
because you've got people. Because surely you've got a lot of people who do what do they call amendments and things like that, where they
amending
where
returns
they can bill later.
Right, and you have kind of. I mean, it feels like every 15th of a month you have something due, but definitely April 15th is like, the big one. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you could get on with this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know.
Last night we had a barrage of people who wanted to join us this time, and we're glad you came. We got Alan from The Lonely Bookshelf and Loops in Literature, and just a whole bunch of and Loops in Literature. That is a channel, isn't it? I have to go subscribe.
I don't know, actually.
I have to go.
I'll have to subscribe if she is a channel. I know I've seen her on the Voxer chat too, but
yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go check out and see if everyone is and subscribe to everyone we're not subscribed to when this is through.
Yeah.
And make sure that we stay in touch with everybody.
The little blue men are sapping Becky's phone power. Declan says.
Yeah.
They're not all blue.
Just the Ice Planet Barbarians, right?
They're all blue, but still, they're the originals. Was it the OG?
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
Have you seen? I mean, what's been blowing up my Instagram has been the remake of the covers that have been going around.
She's she just started publishing them in paperback. in
Got it.
physical books, because she was mostly on Kindle Unlimited for ages,
Yeah.
and she just got to the point where she started publishing them in
Ruby Dixon.
Ruby Dixon, where she just started publishing them in actual book form, and she's having a field day with
I
it.
know.
I'm excited for it, and she's actually branching out into other types of publishing, where she's doing serials now with her Corsair novels.
Okay.
And I'm enjoying that.
She's even at Walmart now, like on Walmart.
Oh, she's
bookshelves.
in Barnes and Noble. Like I've seen her in the romance section in Barnes and Noble, and like front and page, like right there when you go in. I've seen like her whole series available.
Yeah,
so
I guess
she's
she kind of
getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, I guess she kind of pioneered this thing. Now, whether she was the first or not, I don't know. But I know that she, at the very least, made it very popular.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And everyone's obsessed with that series.
Yeah. The
in
Alien
Romancelandia, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of the go-to for alien romance. When you say you want to start reading alien romance, well, here's where you start, and then just branch out from there.
Yeah. And it was your favorite book of last year, right, Becky?
Yes, but again, because it's just where you start. It got me
the
totally
foundation
engrossed in the series and the genre, and now I get this.
What?
I'm notorious on Facebook, on YouTube. I feel like this is an accomplishment, but that's just me.
It is.
Yeah. I remember hearing Steve one time talk about when we were doing New Worlds November. He was saying some people read just all kinds of stuff, and some of them just read crap. And I wonder who he was talking about.
He wasn't talking about me.
Not about Becky.
He would never say nasty things about me, like ever.
Yeah, we've made some really good friends on YouTube since we started this, and we're just loving it. Yeah. It is so much fun.
Oh, I know.
I had to take some time off from being sick and stuff like that, and God, I hated that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you're getting better.
Yeah, I'm so much better.
Yeah.
I'm close to normal.
Wow, that's
where
awesome.
I should be. Yeah, and
I was actually, this is so random, but I was watching like a book haul from maybe a year and a half ago from you guys recently. It was just recommended on my feed, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen this one. And I was like, wow, Scott, you look like so different now, like so much better, just so good.
Yeah. I wasn't. I was working then. I had a job that was just killing me with stress, which is part of the reason I think why I ended up so sick. Hey, Cozy.
Hi, Cozy.
Hi, Cozy.
But I think the best thing I could have done was to just give it up, and I did. I just gave it up. I got really sick, ended up in the hospital for a week. And then came home, tried to work for a while, didn't work out well.
Yeah.
Then went back to work, and they kept saying, you need to go back to the doctor and get this done and get this paperwork and all this. And I was like, screw this, I'm done. And I gave it up, and I had to. I mean,
yeah.
But it was also partially because the job was being outsourced. So I was going, I was going anyway.
It's inevitable, right?
It was totally inevitable.
What is happening in the comment section?
What?
They're talking about coffee, I think.
Yeah, fit to be read. Apparently, I ate a full package of bacon this morning. I feel like he's living his best life.
Yeah, more power to you. Eat my bacon. I can't have it anymore. So
we found some low sodium bacon, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, it's not as good. Let me tell you, it's bacony and that it
pork? It's still like it's not like the beef bacon or whatever.
Yeah, it's actual. pork bacon. They just don't put 14 pounds of salt on it when they cure it, which it sort of
That
tastes
would
like
make a
bacon.
difference.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
what they probably do is cure it in salt and then rinse the salt off of it. I would think, because it has the texture of bacon, but it shrinks to nothing. But it shrinks to nothing and has about a third of the flavor.
Well,
Oh,
I guess
honey,
if you're
nobody
like not
expects you to
on salt at
apologize.
all, maybe it would taste salty. Maybe. Or no. No. Just no.
What? No, I think it's just no. He's been like low salt for ages now.
Yeah.
And even to him, he's like, no, this don't taste salty.
Yeah.
Well, and like for me, so I've been off sugar since December, like the end of December. And I don't care how many people say that you get over a 21-day hump and then you're fine. I still crave ice cream every day.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it never goes away.
The people who say you stop craving carbs after a while are bald-faced liars.
No, it's not true.
They are
You
lying.
had to have been
to
born
you.
not having had carbs to not crave them. I swear, there's no way.
Yeah. For me, it's not so much carbs as it is, or it's not sweet things, but it is it's savory carbs that I love.
Yep.
Chips.
Yep.
You know, things like that. Doritos, corn chips, that kind of stuff. Just love that stuff, but I can't have it.
No kidding.
Oh.
All right, back to books. Tracy,
circle back from bacon to books.
We just need a book about bacon. That's all there is to it. Has anyone read any Tracy Garvis? Is that Graves? Graves book. I don't know. I can't see.
I don't know.
I have
Tracy
not.
Garvis.
I've never heard of her
Graves
either.
Books. Yeah, I've never heard of Tracy.
Yeah,
Garvis.
what kind of
could be Jarvis?
What kind of books are they?
Graves. Yes, tell us what they are. We have never. None of us have ever read them. Did you say that you stopped craving carbs after like a certain amount of time? Because if you did, I have to disagree. Lies.
Like if you were to go off reading, like, can you imagine? You'd miss books every day.
I would every day. I feel like something's missing if I go a day without reading a book.
Same.
If someone made me stop reading my alien romances, I'd go into full withdrawal. Yeah, it would be ugly.
Well, I've just been impressed that you've actually like read all the fantasy stories and stuff. Like, you've extended yourself.
And
good for you,
There's a sort of palate cleanser between the alien romances.
No, Becky was I think a fantasy reader before anything else, right?
Oh yeah, like one of the first series books I ever read was the Belgariad, which were I'm reading in March and April, and I loved it. But like the first children's book I ever remember was a book called The Paperback Princess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. It's about a princess who is kidnapped by a dragon, and while a sort of stuck up uptight prince comes to save her, she saves herself.
Hey,
but
that's awesome.
In the meantime, like all of her clothes are burned off, so she has to walk around in a paper bag, and it's so good. But yeah, it's a kid's story that I remember very, very vividly, and that's my first foray into a fantasy.
You guys are definitely wanting me to pick up another fantasy. I don't read a lot of it, but I do occasionally dip my toes in. Like I read all of the Lord of the Rings in 2020. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Then I just need to commit to finishing the Mistborn trilogy. That would be good.
I like the Mistborn books, yeah.
Yeah, my husband's a huge fantasy reader, so he's always trying to get me to read more fantasy.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I enjoy fantasy. I'm more of a sci-fi reader.
Yeah.
But this month, of course, is fantasy, and I am reading quite a bit of fantasy. What was the story I read last night that I loved so much? I have to. Oh, it was not last night. It was the night before. It's an Edith Wharton story, who's one of my favorite
Oh,
authors. She's
yeah.
turned out to be one of my favorite authors. She is amazing. But
Yeah.
this story she wrote is about this lady who is given. Well, she passes away. She was not satisfied with her life. She wasn't satisfied with her relationship with her husband. So she died. But she dies, and she is in like a purgatory place until she decides if she wants to go to heaven or not. And when she wants to go to heaven. So she has to decide, do I want to wait for the husband that I had? Even though she wasn't satisfied with her marriage, she's like, do I want to wait for the husband that I had? Or do I want a different life in heaven? And she's like, and the end, I don't know if I should spoil it or not. It's not a long story. It's like a 10-page story. So it's hard to spoil. But then so I will spoil it. But at the end, she's like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for my husband. Yes, I loved him. I wasn't satisfied.
Sorry.
I wasn't satisfied, and yet I can't see myself without him. And so at the end, that's the way the story ends. And it was just this beautifully written, moving tale. That was 10 pages long.
I feel bad.
Wow.
Like I need to. I have her on my shelves. She's just not I haven't reached out and grabbed one of her books yet. But
I would say start with Ethan Frome. It's like 100 pages.
Okay.
Start with Ethan Frome.
Don't start with
She's
Ethan
okay
Frome.
with sad. You're not.
Oh.
Okay, so it ends tragically?
Yes.
Okay. It's good to know that, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. It is one of my favorite books of all time. Top 10. So good.
Every character in that book ends up.
I mean, Age of Innocence is obviously
miserable.
her like quintessential book.
Yeah.
And I have that one on my shelves, but I haven't read it yet.
I have that one too. I don't have The House of Mirth. I do.
Oh, I have that one too. Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I have it in an ebook form, but I do not have the paper copy. You may have to run and grab my earbuds.
Oh, I'm reading this comment. Melissa, sounds like your occupation has you looking at computer screens a lot. Does reading old school give the eyes downtime? That's definitely true. That's basically the only reason why I haven't gotten a Kindle or an e-reader yet is because I look at computer screens all day that I don't want to look at a screen. But I know like they're not blue lit anyways, so I don't know.
Yeah. See, I have an Amazon Fire, and it is backlit.
Okay.
Well, it's actually not even backlit. It is a lit up screen. Just totally lit up screen, and that can get a little tiring on the eyes. But I don't find it as hard to read as a lot of people.
Okay. Yeah, I have to have like yellow nightlight on everything. Like normal, even in the middle of the day, I'll have yellow light on my laptops or my phone. So I think I am sensitive to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I get headaches with the heavy blue light. So Cozy, I've been avoiding mysteries. Simply because next week is March Mystery Madness.
Next month.
What did I say?
Next week.
Jeez. Simply because next month is March Mystery Madness. I know I'm going to be absolutely sick unto death of mysteries by the time March is over. So I've been purposefully avoiding mysteries because I'm going to read all the mysteries next month. Jesus.
Next month.
I've been getting more into mysteries. I've been surprising myself. Like, I didn't think I was a mystery reader at all. And then recently I've been reading more historical fiction mysteries and loving it. So maybe I'll actually do March Mystery Madness this year. Who knows?
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. And it is fun hosting too. We have a blast hosting it every year. Well, last year was our first year, but we actually just threw ourselves into it the first year we were on.
There's so many hosts. It's awesome. It's a huge event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's the biggest event we're a part of, but we're hoping we're hoping our 2 events will grow into. So
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I think so. But mystery is a huge genre. It's a huge genre. I would say way more people read mystery than read science fiction. I would like to change that, but it is what it is.
I bet it's the most read genre. I would guess.
Yeah,
like,
well,
thinking
thrillers
about
and mysteries.
like if you go to a little free library and you open it, I swear more than half of those books are mysteries or thrillers of some kind. You know, you see the Dan Browns and you see the, I mean, you name an author that's front shelf on Barnes and Noble. James Patterson.
Yeah, James Patterson is everywhere.
Yeah.
I would say you'll probably see more James Patterson and Danielle Steele than you will see
Danielle Steele
anywhere.
For sure. Nora Roberts.
Declan is protesting way too much. You know he absolutely loves alien romances. Just know it. I know it. You know it. We all know it, Declan.
Secretly.
Sean Standfast has snuck in.
Yep.
What's up, Sean? 5 stories from the big book of classic fantasy.
Yeah, that's where I'm reading most of mine.
You know, one of the stories I read from that series, from that book, is the Drowned Giant.
You read it from the Big Book of Modern Fantasy, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the big book. I read a book from the Big Book of Modern Fantasy called The Drowned Giant. And have you seen the show on? I think it's on Netflix called Death, Love, and Robots.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's a every show is done by a different director, and they're usually different styles of filmmaking. There's animation, there's live action, there's a cross between both. But the second season came out like last year, I think, and one of the episodes was The Drowned Giant. And it was the short story I just read, and it was absolutely faithful to the story. And I didn't realize it was even a short story until I read it like day before yesterday. And that thing is bizarre.
So you watched the TV show like some time ago, and then remembered when
like
you
a year
read
ago.
the book?
And I read this story 2 days ago, and I'm like, well, I've seen this.
Yeah, she said the story was actually kind of disturbing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's what Sean just said. They're more fairy tales and horror, and that thing is kind of horrific. But
that would not be for me then. No thanks.
Well,
horror is a genre I don't think I'll ever get into. I just can't do it.
It's not scary in the traditional sense. It's kind of horrific in the sense of people doing just kind of awful things, as people tend to do.
Okay.
And it being perfectly believable. I think that was the worrisome part.
So Jim, we're a little behind here, but is this about the Edith Wharton story?
Probably.
I think if so, I think you could be right about that. Definitely. Although she did kind of say in the story that they asked, "Did you love him?" and she kind of hemmed and hawed about that. So I think she had kind of resigned herself that maybe that she didn't, but that she was very comfortable and didn't want anything to be different. Didn't want everything to be different.
Oh yeah, we're okay.
So yeah, I love that story though. I thought it was the best thing I've read so far. Through this
FFS
event. Yeah.
FFS. Yeah. You know, it's funny. Every time Steve Donahue does a video about it, every time he says FFS, he cackles.
I know.
And I feel like it was a success just simply because of that.
Becky did that on purpose. Actually, Sean Standfast came up with the idea of the name, and Becky ran with it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Sean Standfast was like, why not FFS? And I'm like, okay. I like this idea. I'm going to do it. No bacon.
Yeah, she's good. She's awesome for being able to do that.
Wow. Maybe for 21 months. Maybe that's the key. Not 21 days.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was on a no carb diet for a year I lost 150 pounds.
Wow.
I did great.
Yeah.
I hated every second of it.
Well, she wasn't
swear
eating
that's how
though.
it
It was the
goes.
issue. She was on a
Oh.
doctor supervised,
Yeah.
almost crash diet.
It was 800 calories a day.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
And
Yeah.
I dreamed about carbs.
I can't imagine. Oh,
I can't describe how much how much I hated that. Oh,
yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Edith Wharton is so cool. But yeah, I'm reading this as well. Can I show this real quick?
Do it.
You need to move your
Let's
arm.
see it.
It's called Gargantua and Panda. It's by Rabelais. It is, I believe, 16th century. And this is the Penguin Classics. The newer version, it's the Screech translation, M.A. Screech.
it is apparently one of the funniest things he's ever read.
Oh my God.
Really?
It is. Yes, it is absolutely hilarious. It's bawdy, it's dirty, and it's the funniest thing I have ever read. Like,
that's funny. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to look this up on Goodreads.
I mean, a movie is never going to happen because it's just not that kind of story. It's just all over the place. It is. But I'm reading this with Sean Standfast. This was the giant novel we picked for February.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
1,041
pages. So
nice.
it's a big novel.
Yeah.
But even with it being a translation of a 16th century novel, it's really simple and easy to read. And
I love when that happens.
It is. Yeah, me too. I like to work for some books, like you have a sense of accomplishment if you have to work for something and you still love it. That that's fine. But I'm not having to work at this. It's translated extremely well. I think it has
I would
a little
just be intimidated by the title, but it sounds like it's working out.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I even find the title kind of funny. Gargantua and Panda.
Yeah, there's
Someone else was talking about it on the Voxer, right? I feel like maybe
it was me.
Oh, it was you. Okay.
Oh yeah, Brandy was too because Brandy's reading it as well.
Yeah.
She's reading a different translation than I'm reading, but it's the same. It's the same story and everything. Okay. But the only thing I have against it is it has a little too much annotation, in my opinion. But that's because it's the first time I've read it. I think if I had read what?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I think if I had read it, if this were the second time reading this story, I would be fine with it. But with it being the first time, I kind of wish I had read a different translation. But at the same time, I'm really enjoying this translation because of everything else.
BookTube is really addressed. I never thought about translations being the real difference maker until I watched a lot of booktubers talk about, oh, this translation is better than this one, or just talking about their experience reading one translation. And now I pay more attention to it for sure. Like my War and Peace, I specifically chose the translation I wanted for it.
Yeah. Was it Maud? Was it
the
Maud
translation,
Garnett?
I think.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I have that. I also have the. I'm going to be reading the Peviar and Volokhonsky translation.
Okay.
This year, so it would be the first time I've ever read it,
Peviar.
and I'm excited.
Nice. And you're reading Anna Karenina as well, right?
Yeah, I'm reading Anna Karenina in April, I believe.
Oh wow.
War and Peace in May.
That's awesome.
What was it in June? In June, it's Lonesome Dove.
Oh my gosh, I love Lonesome Dove.
Do you really?
See,
I've only seen the movie. I'm reading that with Scott Danielson, and most everything else this year, the big ones I'm reading with Sean Standfast. So the two of us are going to have a blast on these things. I hope I enjoy them all, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to.
You'll love Lonesome Dove. I think you will.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I read Anna Karenina this past year too, and I loved it. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars. Levin was my favorite character in the whole book. He was the star of the show. There's a lot of unlikable characters in the book, but oh yeah, it was a good one.
Cozy girlfriend, I'm gonna have to get you on the alien romances. You'll read nothing else but for the next 10 years.
Her channel name is so appropriate for her genre choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We remember the day that Cozy put her channel up. It was
you definitely know what you're getting, you know?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And because we were all talking about March Mystery Madness, and Cozy now has this really big Discord channel that a lot of people are involved in, and she does a great job over there.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a lot of booktube channels that I watch that are all on that Discord. I've never read a Cozy, but maybe someday.
They're fun. They're truly cozy. They live up to the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most do.
The Storm Reads is doing a retro that's a lot of ours. Retro romance readathon this month.
Yes.
Older romance book. I am here for it. I've got some great silhouette books.
Yeah.
They're from the 70s and 60s. Yeah.
And
that'd be fun.
Harlequins. We have hundreds and hundreds of Harlequins on this one shelf over here that you can't really see very well.
That's kind of that's exactly what she's going for, is those older books.
Yep, and we have up there at the top are tons of Regencies, and we get them all from Luella Strasser, or almost all of them from Luella.
Oh, really?
Strasser.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she had tons of Regencies, but they're up there now. So
got it.
Yeah.
See, Mindy's seen Death, Love, and Robots, and Mindy, the episode with the alien spider haunts my dreams. Yeah.
Oh yeah, or Lord Dunsany.
Yeah, they were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, Lord Dunsany. That is one I need to get into. Actually, I just read something about the Ghibellines. It was The Horde of the Ghibellines by Lord Dunsany, and I really enjoyed that story as well.
Nice.
Right? Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, I like it too. I haven't read it in a while because I've settled into a lot of other things here lately. But it's something I'm going to get into again before the year's up. It's usually summer that I like to read them, and that I kind of get in the mood for them. And I think it's because I read my first one ever in the summer, and I read them that entire summer, and
That's awesome.
I really did enjoy them. And what people don't realize is that these people that write these things, even the categories, they're talented writers,
and a lot of them are very prolific. Writers as well. They write in other genres. Yes.
Yeah.
There's several Nora Roberts silhouettes on this shelf. Green Stick Cottage. Have you read any Darcy Coates? She does sort of cozy horror. She does a lot of haunted house and ghost stories, and I love her so very much.
You want to go get some different earbuds?
No, we're at 53 minutes. We're probably going to stop here in just a few. I'm behind on the comment section.
I know.
Goodness.
You guys are popular. Oh yeah. I feel like if you read an introduction of any classic book, you'll get spoiled.
Yeah.
I avoid it.
Well, the introductions are almost for the people who have read them before.
Yeah, it's kind of just like an essay on how great the book is.
Yeah. Have you read the Scarlet Letter?
No, and I bought that too. I have it on my shelves. I need to.
Yeah, I love it, but skip the introductory part of it. It is all about Boston and all this stuff. It does not fit. It does not belong in this book. It is boring, tripe, and I have no idea. It would have been fine in a nonfiction book, but this is a fictional story that he just put this weird chapter of nonfiction in, and I have no idea why it's there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only person that wasn't forced to read that book in school, which I'm kind of glad about because I can read it and not have that memory, you know, or that bad.
I was forced to read it twice.
Oh,
yeah.
See, and that's probably what ruined it for you, I bet. Like, I feel like all those kind of
probably
forced books, they never pan out that well.
Yeah, the things that I was forced to read in college, in high school and college, they were never all that great. I enjoyed the Shakespeare, of course, but just, darn, they made me read things like the Scarlet Letter and Ethan Frome.
I was an English major actually before I switched to accounting, and same here. The stuff they made me read or write an essay about, a 10-page essay, I'll just forever be like dreading or just kind of have bad feelings for, like The Wizard of Oz, unfortunately. Oh, I'd write a 20-page essay on that book, and I hate it to this day.
20 pages.
Yeah.
On The Wizard of Oz.
Wow. And it was specifically on the ways that L. Frank Baum used technology in The Wizard of Oz. Anyways.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm that way with the movie Lawrence of Arabia. I had to do a 15-page paper on that movie, and I hated the movie in the first place. And I will never look at Peter O'Toole the same again, ever.
Yep.
But I had some college courses, but I fast tracked my bachelor's degree, and I did one 5-week class at a time. So what they did was they fast tracked an entire class into 5 weeks.
Wow.
And so my English literature class, do you remember that thing? They had us read 4 full-length plays in 1 week. So and I had to do A Raisin in the Sun. What were they? A Raisin in the Sun, Madame Butterfly, Hamlet, and one other play, and read them all 4 in 1 week, and do. And I had to pick 2 to write about, but I had to read them all.
Wow.
And that just about killed me. I mean, it was like a 15-page paper I had to write in a week. And read all 4 of these. It was awful, and I barely passed that class.
Yeah, there is absolutely no way anybody should ask you to read anything more than Hamlet in 1 week.
I mean, I definitely do miss though the academic setting of like really exploring a book or like literature just in general. I mean, that's something I think that people look to BookTube for, is to get that conversation going when you are reading something. But yeah, just especially for classics and stuff like that. I do miss like talking about the time period and going into detail about the author and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm going to start sending Declan like the covers to all of my alien romances.
They are
Declan,
iconic.
she really liked WandaVision.
I loved WandaVision. I thought it was great. Not because he's a friggin' alien, but still.
Becky had one class that was so awful. It was
critical theory.
It was a critical theory class, and I remember her final paper. Her teacher was like, "If you don't make a C at least, you're going to fail this class." And it was an awful class.
Dang.
And she did it on subversive music, like subversive heavy metal music, like stuff that offends most people, like Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that. I normally wear a Cannibal Corpse shirt on here, but I'm not wearing it today. But I remember that class very well.
The teacher was a Nazi.
Yeah, she was terrible.
But yeah.
So you have a double degree, right, in writing in English or something, right, Becky?
Well, I have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree.
Oh, okay, got it.
He's got the dual degree.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's in
psychology and
psychology and cognitive studies.
Cognitive studies, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's what mine. I should have done something other than cognitive studies. I should have done early childhood development. That way I could have become a teacher, which is what I would love to do now. But it's almost too late for me.
Bill Rutenberg inspires me. I'm like, wow, like if all teachers could be like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. What a nice guy.
Cozy, that was the only paper I got an A on in that class.
Yep. and it saved the class. Yeah. It saved the class.
I still don't know how it happened either. No idea. Yeah. It was awful. But it was a critical theory class, and she had us reading Descartes and Kant and all of those theologists and rhetoric people. I can't even describe. And it was every bit of it drier than toast. And she told us at the beginning, you're going to be required to read all of these through 3 times, and you're going to need a dictionary with it. And I'm like, oof. Why would you tell us to read it then?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
She had to have it as an English major though, so
yeah, it was a required class. And
see, and I switched to accounting because I couldn't do the English classes. Ironically, I
actually switched from accounting to psychology.
Hey,
well, it was ridiculous. My focus in my English degree was British literature, and it's where I got it. It's where I got a very, very thorough love of Jane Austen.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm not
Dickens, Eliot.
Yes,
that's awesome.
And at no point should Descartes or Kant ever enter into that. Like ever. They need to stay over there somewhere else.
Yeah.
Away from Jane Austen.
Yeah. The novelists.
Well, I think we're gonna have to get off here before Becky's phone dies.
Okay. It has been a trooper.
Yeah.
I mean a trooper.
But I'm so glad you guys didn't die out on me.
Yeah.
Right?
This has really been a lot of fun though. Thank you, Melissa.
Of course. I'm so glad that
the
inspiration struck for me to tell you guys to do a live. I'm glad you guys
me too. I didn't even think I never even thought about it. But this was a great idea.
Because
I really
we'll do
it.
Yeah, we'll do it next time. So if you want to do it with us next time, feel free.
Okay.
I don't know, I don't know what your health will feel like at that point, but we'll see.
It won't be health. It'll be, if I'm not working. If I can squeeze it in, I will try for sure. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And anyone else who would like to do it, we can have up to 5 more people. 3 or 4 is preferable because it doesn't bog down. StreamYard can bog down with too many people. I've seen it happen many times.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it'll kick us off every now and then.
And you end up with a lot of people yelling over each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of normal in my household, but still.
Well, we have how many hours left in the readathon then?
We have 6 more.
Math. 6 more.
About 6 more. Yep.
Really? It's only 4:00?
Oh no, I'm sorry. We have 4 more hours. Yeah, I thought it was midnight. We have 4 more hours. Sorry about that.
Okay.
4 more hours in which I can get some alien romances read.
I'm excited to hear what you guys get up
strong
to.
Suit. Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
But yeah, and check out Melissa's channel if you're not subscribed. It's Libraries and Labradors.
Thank you.
And
she has the cutest dogs in the world.
Yeah.
They're right here. Let's see if I can feature them. Let's see if I can turn around. There they are.
There they are.
Yay!
Oh, yep, they're talking about us.
Oh my god! And I love in your videos when you can hear them playing in the background.
Oh, every time. Yeah, that's when they decide they want to play is when I start to film.
Yep.
Yeah, Link decides he wants to snore most of the time when we're filming, or decides he wants to just lick people incessantly, like one of us. He won't stop.
We'll be doing a video, and you'll hear him in the background snoring. Just you can hear him from a mile away.
That's Butter too. Yeah.
Really.
At that point, there's no
just hear her snoring the whole time, and I'm like, okay.
at that point, there's just no sense in even trying to stop him. Just bulldoze over it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just let them go. They're just being dogs.
And I'm convinced that half of the people who watch our show are there for Link anyway.
He's so cute.
Okay.
He's the best.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's out of the cone of shame.
He was in that for like 8 weeks.
I think we were more
Oh,
miserable
poor
than
guy.
he was.
Yeah, he didn't seem to mind it too much, but when we got it off of him, he really went crazy. And but he got right back to himself within 2 days. He was
good.
Link again.
Yeah.
So it didn't hurt him psychologically.
Not just me.
Yeah.
As far as you can
that
tell.
was awful. Yeah. Well, he's a little bit neurotic, but we're not sure if that was the way he was before or not. So that's still up in the air.
Still up there.
Get your reading done. Let us know if you finish your.
Oh
of
no,
a book.
never gonna, and that's not gonna happen for another month for sure.
Yeah.
But thank you.
I understand. Yeah.
Good luck with
War
your
and
fantasy
Peace. I mean,
short stories.
Yeah, that's as long as War and Peace. So it's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute, but that's
Yep.
okay. I love the big books. It doesn't scare me. No.
Yeah, me
good.
too.
It scares me.
Okay.
I'm not too big to admit it.
All right, thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. This was so much
And
fun.
thank you everybody for showing up. We had like close to 30 people in this chat, so that's really cool.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm so sorry I got behind on the comments. I tried, but
It's hard. Live streaming is hard. It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
But we'll see you again next time. Thank you, Melissa.
Of course. Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Have a good
bye.
evening, everybody.
Bye.